What's up, everybody? So I just got back home from work. You know, today was a great day. You know, it's hot outside though. You know, but you know, um, so hey, I want to give a shout out to what's his name? I think it's Pierre Fitness. You know, definitely someone I look up to. You know, he comments under my shorts. You know, my shorts when I be doing my workouts. You know, I think he's a 70-year-old. He's a 70-year-old man, but he be doing like the burpees, like jump burpees. I mean, like, hey, like, you know, I say this to say this. Shout out to him. I say this to say this though. It's just like, you know, I know how like the older generation can, you know, look up to the younger generation. You know, some of the younger people, you know, like for like, you know, fitness or, you know, just anything, just life, whatever. But I'm the opposite. I look at the older generation, you know, like for example, Pierre Fitness. I look at him like, dang, I have to be like that when I'm 70. You know, I have to be out here doing them jump burpees. Like he be doing them, like he be doing the burpees and then coming up like what I be doing at 70 years old. Like what the fuck? Like, hey, that's impressive. Like, so he inspires me to keep going every day. Cause like, dang, when I'm 70, I want to be moving like that. I have to move like that, you know. And another thing I look up, you know, I look at, you know, for the older generation is, I love how, you know, a lot of older people are their authentic selves. You know, they're blunt. You know, they don't give a fuck. You know, they give zero fucks like about what you think of them. You can just tell in their demeanor, like they just sparking up random conversations with you. You know, I'm at work, the older folks, they spark up random conversations with me and all that. I'm like, I'm not able to do that. Like, I guess it's because I still kind of I'm introverted naturally. So, I mean, I'm introverted naturally. So, that could be a reason why, you know, why is that? Like, I'm not shy, but it's just like, I'm just not ready to go up to nobody and just start talking to them, this and that, and know what to, you know, instantly know what to say. You know, like, and just be talking, like, but I notice, like, with older people, they be just doing that. I'm like, damn, I don't know, I love that. Like, it's just like something like, dang, like, it's something I could work on. You know, it's just like, dang. So it inspires me to develop me being my authentic self at an early age. So when I'm older, you know, it's already natural. You know, it's just like, okay, bet. You know, so I want to be that right now in my 20s. You know, just being my authentic self. You know, expressing myself. You know, and just me being me without giving zero fucks about it. You know, what anybody has to say and all that. You know, and also another thing I look up to for the like older people and all that. You know, I like how a lot of them can be alone. You know, a lot of them could be alone. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them, they just be chilling, like they just be on their porch chilling, like damn, like. And it tells me sometimes, cause like a lot of times I be wanting to be constantly moving on the go and all that. But just like sometimes I be like, damn, like. It just like the man across the street that live across the street from me, he just be chilling, like he be doing his little yard work, you know, but a lot of times he just be on the porch chilling, smoking his cigarette, you know, just looking at the neighborhood and all that. I'm like, dang. So that's why sometimes I take the time out to be still, you know, and just relax. You know, I usually do that in the mornings when I'm just outside, just relaxing. That's why I usually make my videos in the morning. That's why the videos I make outside, it be as soon as I wake up in the morning. So that's why I be sitting at my stillness, just listening to the birds, you know, outside, just enjoying myself, you know, just enjoying my stillness. And then once after that, it's on go time. I'm gonna go for the rest of the day, you know. But it's another thing I look at, you know, I love about, you know, the older generation. I'm like, dang, like, you know, just being in that stillness, just observing life and you know, just being peaceful in that moment. Like you can just tell they be at peace, all of them. They just be sitting there looking at the trees, the skies and all that, just taking that time in just to, you know, acknowledge or whatever they're doing, embracing God's creation. Like, you know, it's a beautiful thing to see. You know, like I said, them being authentic and them not caring, you know, them, you know, just being themselves, you know. And like I said, them being themselves, yeah, and them just being in a stillness, you know, and and also, like I said, them knowing how to be alone. You know, I noticed, like my mom, she's in her late 40s, so you know, I wouldn't say she's older, but she older. You know what I'm saying? She's older generation, but she's in her late 40s. You know, and you know, my dad died over 10 years ago, and like, but I noticed, like, dang, she knows she hasn't been, like, she knows how to, like, she hasn't, like, she know how to be alone, like, and I like that, you know. So, and now I'm like, dang, like, she's happy in her solitude. So it's another thing, just like, I like, you know, I learned to be happy in my solitude. You know, I learned to appreciate my lonely time, like my alone time, and being in my solitude. You know, not having to worry about, you know, keeping up with this person, that person, just embracing my own time. You know, a lot of older people, they are great with that. You know, being in their solitude is one, that peace and quiet and being alone. They know how to be alone. You know, a lot of times my generation don't know how. A lot of people in my generation, my age, don't know how to be alone. They out here, they need somebody at all times. They need to be texting somebody at all times. They need to be, you know, having sex at all times, whatever, you know. But it's like, when I put that phone down and I just relax, I'm like, dang, like, this solitude is peaceful. Like, I be so peaceful. I be like, dang, like, I don't even be wanting to talk to nobody, and then I just be enjoying my little time. Like, man, life is beautiful, bro. Like, you start thinking about all life's issues, life's problems. It's just like, it's such a beautiful thing, because it's just like, it's what made me who I am to this day. And everything done worked out so far, so why would I be having doubt now? I'm never gonna be doubting. Why would I doubt? Because everything always works out at the end of the day. No matter what happens, everything always works out, man. You feel me? And it's just like, you know, that's another thing. That's one of the other things, you know, I really love about the older generation. Some people in the older generation. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody older than me, like everybody in the older generation is like this, but from what I done been around, they're very peaceful. They know how to be alone. They're authentic. Work, like I said, exercising, doing what I do, you know, hitting them pull-ups, doing them burpees, you know, they getting it in. Like, dang, I have to do that. I have to be like that when I'm older. So right now, I'm going to do all those things right now in my young years, so when I'm that age, it's on steroids, you know. But yeah, that's the video for tonight, not today, tonight, because nighttime. But yeah, out.